Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Manassas. Huge thanks to Manassas and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Manassas reached out asking for an Aristocrats deck led by Liesa, Forgotten Archangel, and he wanted the deck to be as close to $200 in value without going over. His LGS plays by the Price is Right rules. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Liesa, Forgotten Archangel is a 5-mana 4/5 legendary angel with flying and lifelink. She says that whenever another non-token creature we control dies, we return that card to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Additionally, if a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. Liesa, Forgotten Archangel is an underappreciated, underutilized commander in the Aristocrat sphere, and I mean to change that. Not only because angels are my favorite archetype, and Orzhov is my second favorite guild, but because if built right, I believe Liesa can be one of the strongest commanders in the archetype. She doesn't have the token synergies that Teysa Karlov or Elenda the Duskrose have, but since she is both a form of card advantage and stacks in the command zone, she's basically a praetor. Now, to build an Aristocrats deck, we need 3 things: creatures to sacrifice, sacrifice outlets, and payoffs for sacrificing those creatures. But we need more than that to build a commander deck. Good thing we have our handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lanes and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. As I'm sure you've heard by now, this channel is sponsored by Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard makes these beautiful solid color playmats, like this one in a gorgeous shade of crimson. One of my favorite things about Ultimate Guard is their vibrant color palette. This mat is surprisingly thick and much smoother than many of the other mats I've used before. And since it's my favorite color, this one will probably be my go-to from now on. Find out if your game store carries Ultimate Guard products, or click on the link in the video description to their Amazon store. One more thing before we get started. I've been streaming Final Fantasy XIV over on my other channel, Musings by Danon. If you want to pop in and ask some questions, chat about Commander, or just hang out, you're more than welcome to. I'm not sure what the schedule will be going forward, but for now it's every weekday in the afternoons or evenings. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Marsh Flats, Verdant Catacombs, Arid Mesa, Godless Shrine, Vault of Champions, Shattered Sanctum, Isolated Chapel, Snowfield Sinkhole, Sunlit Marsh, Tainted Field, Caves of Koilos, Bright Climb Pathway, Temple of Silence, Goldmire Bridge, Orzhov Basilica, Orzhov Guildgate, Silver Quill Campus, Scoured Barrens, Forsaken Sanctuary, Bajuka Bog, Myriad Landscape, 8 swamps, and 6 plains make up our land base. Sol Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Hierarchy, Orzhov Signet, Marble Diamond, Charcoal Diamond, Felwar Stone, Mind Stone, Chromatic Lantern, Decanter of Endless Water, Solemn Simulacrum, Burnished Heart, Wayfarer's Bauble, and Pitiless Plunderer make up the mana ramp for our deck. Grim Haruspex, Village Rites, Karmic Guide, Midnight Reaper, Sun Titan, Fellstinger, Inspiring Overseer, Revelark, Ao the Dawn Sky, and Costly Plunder allow us to dig through our deck or to replay cards that may have slipped through the cracks. Priest of Forgotten Gods, Plague Crafter, Cathar Commando, Shriek Maw, Demon's Disciple, Fleshbag Marauder, Swords to Plowshares, D-Spark, Westfold Rider, Merciless Executioner, Fracture, Remorseful Cleric, and Bounty Agent help to keep our opponents in line. Damn and the Meat Hook Massacre serve as our board wipes. Viscera Seer, Carrion Feeder, and Woe Strider all let us sacrifice as many creatures as we want to. Ellis Ilkor, Sadistic Pilgrim, Zulaport Cutthroat, Cruel Celebrant, Blood Artist, Sir Conrad the Grim, Corpse Knight, Bastion of Remembrance, Vindictive Vampire, Falconwrath Noble, and Veto Thorn of the Dusk Rose all help us to drain our opponents out and serve as our win conditions. Selfless Savior, Kami of False Hope, Selfless Spirit, and Boromir, Warden of the Tower, all serve to protect our board, while Swiftfoot Boots and Lightning Greaves protect our commander. Teysa Karlov helps to double up all of our Aristocrat triggers. Doomed Traveler and a Lend to the Dusk Rose are both great resources for additional tokens. Finally, Ink Shield serves as a sudden I win card. Now that we have our deck list, we can compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources, split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, right on target. 10 pieces of card advantage, 13 pieces of interaction, 2 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Bojuka Bog and Liesa Forgotten Archangel, 2 sudden I win cards in Ink Shield and the Meat Hook Massacre. No, seriously, if there are enough creatures on board, the Meat Hook Massacre can kill the table out of nowhere. And as far as Ink Shield goes, it is my 17-year-old's least favorite Magic card. One day, they were playing Commander, had a board full of fairies, cast Coat of Arms, and swung out, ready to overkill all of their opponents. Until one player cast Ink Shield, then untapped with over 100 Inklings. But even without winning out of nowhere, the deck grinds hard. We can cast Demon's Disciple, Plaguecrafter, and Fleshbag Marauder every turn, sacrifice themselves to their own ETB effects, then recast them again the next turn, all while sending our opponent's stuff into exile. And with just a few of our Aristocrats on board, the game will quickly come to a close. Do you have an Aristocrats deck? Who's your commander? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based on your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Alex, Daniel, Steve, Kevin, Alex, Cookie, Borgie, Jake, Exiled Rogue, Manassas, Nazwin, Kyo, Oolong, and Pedro. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos often, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you're a fan of anime and manga like I am, feel free to check out my other channel, Musings by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.